Okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Austin and this channel is all about digging deeper and going further to better understand faith and film and everything that is in between. If that's exciting to you and you're new here, consider subscribing for a new video just like this one every Friday. Today is a special treat, even in the midst of this quarantine, social distancing, everything that's going on right now. I'm doing a collaboration video. So everyone, I want to introduce you to Austin. Say hello, Austin. Hey everyone, and hi Austin. Thanks for having me on the channel. Of course, I know you and I have been talking about doing a collaboration video for a while now. I'm so glad the timing worked out to do this. I'm very excited for this video. Me too, I'm very excited to finally be able to do a video with you. Do you want to tell everyone what we're doing today? Absolutely. So you and I have been talking about this for a while. It almost has seemed kind of like an internal dialogue at times. Anyways, obviously I'm very into movies, if you haven't picked that up already, but there are a lot of classics that I haven't seen. Yes, and for those of you who don't know, a lot of people consider him to be the movie guy, the movie buff, but honestly, the movies that you're going to hear today that he has not seen are going to make him look like a failure. I've seen the list. Be prepared. I mean, I don't think we have to go as far as failure. That's a pretty strong word. Dude, I have seen the list. I have it right here. Okay. Let's let the people decide. How do you want to do this? What's first? Okay, I'll read off the name of the movie and then you tell me what you know about it. Or at least what you think you know about it. Okay, let's go. Okay, first we have The Breakfast Club. Oh gosh. I have no excuse for this one. I literally own the movie on DVD. No way. Okay, and what do you know about it? So I know this takes place in the 80s and high school in a Saturday detention, I believe. And there's like 5 or 6 characters. Each one is kind of like, you know, their own thing. There's like a rebel, a smart kid, and like all of that. And they all come together and spend like all of detention together, and it's like a life-changing experience for them or something like that. I'm not sure. I know there's the one signature shot at the end where the guy like pumps his fist up at the air walking across the football field or something. But that's pretty much all I know about this one. Next is The Thing. Now, aren't you into like sci-fi horror and stuff like that? So why haven't you seen this one? Yeah, this one's interesting because I have seen the prequel, not really remake, of the same name, and even though it's not overly liked among the Thing fan like culture community, I think it's a decent movie. I like it, I own it. I just never got around to the original one. Interesting. So what do you know about the original? I know very little about this one. I know it very much took advantage of practical effects and used a lot of that for the monsters and all of that, which I think definitely helps to elevate the movie and hold it to a standard that really holds up today, probably, because I've seen clips and stuff of it in YouTube video essays and stuff that I've watched. As far as the story goes, I know it has Kurt Russell in it as the main character, and I'm assuming it has something to do kind of with the prequel where there's this monster that can shapeshift to look like any humanoid being, like animal, human, that kind of thing, and you don't know who you can trust throughout the movie. So that's pretty much all I know about it. This is funny, I mix Kurt Russell and Jason Clarke up. For some reason, I get their characters interchanged, especially when it's the young Kurt Russell. I don't know why, I just mix them up all the time. No worries, I mix them up sometimes too. Next, we have another Kubrick classic, and that is The Shining. What do you know? Tell us what you know about this one. This one I do really want to see. I want to see all the movies on this list, but I really want to see this one. I've heard it's one of the scariest movies ever made, so that's very intriguing to me. I also know Jack Nicholson is the star of this one, and it's one of his best performances. I've seen some of the behind the scenes stuff over the years about how everything went behind the scenes directing and stuff, and how he, you know, freaked all the people out acting and whatnot, kind of tortured them in some ways. And I think I know the ending. I won't say it on here for anyone else who, like me, hasn't seen it, but I think I know it based on like the GIF and meme of Jack Nicholson's character, which I'm assuming takes place at the end of the movie. I was rekindled on really wanting to see this when Doctor Sleep came out at the end of last year. I've not seen that one either, but that made me want to check out both of these very much. Okay, we're moving into some more sci-fi. Next we have 2001: A Space Odyssey. So the biggest thing I know about 2001: A Space Odyssey is obviously it's a cult classic sci-fi movie. I'm pretty sure it was very groundbreaking as far as special effects go for sci-fi space epic opera movies kind of thing. I don't really have too much of a desire to see this one. I would like to see it at some point and probably will, but I've heard it can be kind of slow at times. And I know, like, you know, I can't open the HAL doors, whatever, the main doors or whatever. I know there's the AI that kind of takes over and does evil things and whatnot. So I know that comes into the story play somewhere, but that's probably about all I know about the Space Odyssey. Okay, what about the next one? Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now is definitely probably the movie on this list that I know the least about. I know it's Francis Ford Coppola, I believe, and it's a very popular war movie. I think this is the one that's like, I love the smell of napalm in the morning, the one line, and there's the one just brutal sergeant guy in it as well, I think, is in this movie. But I know this was a very impactful movie in the culture because of how like graphic and stuff it was and realistic to the Vietnam War and all the things that took place in that. So I think it's another one I'll check out eventually. It's a war movie. I like war movies. So that's about all I know about it though, plot wise. I actually haven't seen this one either. Oh really? Good. I am not alone then. My goodness. You haven't seen Forrest Gump? Are you even human? Actually, I have seen good chunks of this movie. I may have seen the last like third or half of the movie. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a long time since I've even seen chunks of it. I've seen enough to get the general idea of the story, I think. I know he goes into the military, he spends some time there, makes a good friend, comes back, falls in love with this girl, they have a baby together. I know he goes running across the country, around the country at one point. That's life's like a box of chocolates. Everyone knows that. That doesn't help my case too much. And I've just never taken the time to sit down and watch the whole thing. I've kind of always had an interest too, but I feel like I know enough about it that I get it, but I've just never disciplined myself to sit down and watch it all the way through. Well, you need to get your butt on a couch and sit down and watch the whole thing of Forrest Gump. My goodness. Now, can we actually talk about the next movie on this list? Or, like, I know it's kind of hush-hush. Oh, is it Fight Club? Shh! You're not supposed to talk about Fight Club. Well, I haven't seen the movie, so I wouldn't know. Wow. How could you? I know it's about a group of guys who start a fight club and they're not supposed to talk about it? Do you even like movies? Okay, now you also haven't seen Taxi Driver, so let's do this one quick because I really want to get to these last few. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen Taxi Driver. I know it gained more kind of popularity recently with the Joker movie. It was compared a lot to that, so I'm assuming it has a lot of overlapping story beats and character arc to that movie. So I know it's Robert De Niro. I know he says, "You looking at me," I think, in the movie. I think he becomes like a vigilante of sorts kind of thing, like doing things that aren't legal, but kind of helping in some ways. So that's pretty much all I know about this one. This last one tells me you for sure are not the movie buff that you claim to be. I don't claim to be a movie buff, I just really like movies. Whatever. You haven't seen The Godfather Part 2? How? Okay, the worst part about this is I've seen the first one and I really like it. I just never got around to seeing part 2. Or part 3 for that matter. I don't even know you. I know the second one is about Corleone's son, I believe. And he kisses a guy at one part because that's shown a lot in video essays about different movies of historical significance. Also for a while I thought the line, "Say hello to my little friend," it was from The Godfather Part 2, which I later found out is from Scarface, which I also haven't seen. Okay, at the very least, after our conversation, you need to go sit down and watch The Breakfast Club. You stinkin' own it. I know I will. I even have the Blu-ray for that one on my Amazon wish list. That's how sure I am I'm probably gonna like the movie. My own wife has seen this movie and I haven't, and she's not even into movies that much. Hey, my wife has seen it too. Oh really? That's cool. Okay, now that every movie buff watching probably thinks I'm a failure, let's wrap this thing up. Thank you, Austin, for being here. I had a ton of fun having you in this video with me, even though you were hating on me most of it. Of course, I had a great time. It's fun to drill you like this. I did not know all of these movies that you haven't seen before. We need to do this again sometime. Awesome. Now, you have a YouTube channel too, right? Where can people find you on social media? Yeah, you can follow me over on Letterboxd. It's like a social media app for film lovers. It's one of my favorite apps. You can follow me at HisDisciple319 is my handle. And I also have a Facebook page, Austin St. Pierre Faith and Film, that you can find. And the YouTube channel will be Austin St. Pierre. Cool, so if you want to follow Austin at all, I will link to all of those in the video description below. Alright man, see you around. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this video if you enjoyed it. Be sure to like it, make sure you're subscribed, and share it with someone who you know will enjoy it just as much as you did. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video. I almost shaved for this video, but this is like my quarantine beard, and I've kind of come to like it a lot, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It would have helped to sell the me looking very different though, so.